This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Union Cabinet decisions. The participants are Shishir Sinha, economic analyst, and Sonu Sood, anchor.
Union Cabinet's meeting was held today under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Cabinet today took the decision to reduce the price of an LPG cylinder by rupees 200 per cylinder, and it also talked about increasing the number of Ujjwala beneficiaries by 75 lakh. Also, there was a cabinet note which was released on the Chandrayaan 3 success of India. Shishiji, can you tell us, the festive season has started today, and in this happy times, we are seeing that price of an LPG gas cylinder has been decreased by 200 rupees per cylinder. This decision has been taken by the government today and announced. How significant do you find this decision?
See, it's a great opportunity. First of all, we are celebrating Onam. So happy Onam to all our listeners. And tomorrow we are going to have Raksha Bandhan. So wishing them in advance for that. So on the occasion of these two festivals, Onam as well as the Raksha Bandhan, since these two festivals are very important from the women point of view. So just in order to give them a gift to a women community, the cabinet decided to cut the prices of LPG cylinder of 14.2 kg by rupees 200. So if you are living in Delhi and if you are paying say 1103 rupees for each cylinder, now you will be required to pay 903 rupees only. So this is certainly a big relief considering the inflation at this moment, which is more than 7%. And the most important thing is that among all the inflation data, the kitchen inflation is very high because on one hand, we are seeing higher prices of food and higher prices of cereals and vegetable. And also at some time, we are seeing higher prices for spices and fuel. So the government is trying to enhance the supply measures, and this is one of the steps towards that.
Do you think it will lead to maybe some more consumption, that money which will be saved on the LPG cylinders cost? Do you think there will be, more purchase of consumption items?
Certainly, if you see any kind of saving is a kind of resources for new consumption. Say if you are using say 10 cylinders in a year or 12 cylinders in a year, that means the effective saving in a year will be rupees 2,400 rupees. For an individual, this amount may be a smaller one, but if you take the 33 crore connection, there the amount will be very much high. And even if I say 10 crore people are able to save 2,400 rupees every year, just think of the amount available for the fresh consumption. So of course, this is going to benefit the consumption cycle, and this is also going to benefit the overall economic cycle.
And how will this be, paid? Will it be in the form of a direct benefit transfer, as we have been seeing in the case of Ujjwala beneficiaries, that they pay the full amount and then the 200 rupees subsidy that they are getting, that is transferred to their accounts. So how will it work out in this new arrangement?
You rightly mentioned that under Ujjwala, what you have to do whenever you are going to get the cylinder, you have to pay the entire price. Say in Delhi, it is 1103 rupees. And then the subsidy amount of 200 rupees is transferred to your bank account. This is what we call as the direct benefit transfer. And even before June 2020, there was an arrangement for all the LPG consumers, especially those who are in the lower income bracket, to get the subsidy in their bank account. Now, under this new decision, what will happen that if you are an ordinary LPG consumer, you have to pay less. There's nothing called direct benefit transfer for you. But if you're a Ujjwala consumer, what will happen? You need to pay 200 rupees less. That means if you are paying 1100 rupees, you will pay 900 rupees. And once you pay the 900 rupees, then out of that 900 rupees, 200 rupees will be transferred to your bank account. But that will only be the Ujjwala consumer. So effectively, the reduction for Ujjwala consumer will be 400 rupees, 200 rupees through direct benefit transfer, 200 in the cut of in reducing the cost price. For all other consumer, there will be reduction of 200 rupees in the purchase price.
Now, in the last 9 years of the current government, Shishir, many challenges in women's lives have been addressed in a targeted fashion. So, can you just give us an overview of that and how this step taken today to increase the number of Ujjwala beneficiaries by 75 lakh, how is it a step in the same direction that we are moving in?
At this moment, the number of Ujjwala connections is 9.6 crore, and you rightly mentioned 75 lakh new connections have been approved. So that means the total number of Ujjwala people will be 10.35 crore, and those 10.35 crore people will get what we call as the Ujjwala Subsidy of 200 rupees, and they will get the benefit of 200 rupees extra in terms of the cost reduction. So this is one scheme. And since we all know that Ujjwala scheme is mainly for the women who are living in rural area. So they used to take that wood and all those things which were emanating gases, and that was affecting health of women. We should not forget that women is what we call as the Griswamini. So if the Griswamini is not well, if the housemaker is not in a good situation, then entire family will be affected. So first and the foremost thing about Ujjwala was how to benefit the women, how to give them relief by taking away woods and all those fuel things. Other thing is that we also need to discuss the three other schemes. One scheme is, of course, what we call as the toilet one. If you can remember that there have been a number of incidences when a woman goes out after, sunset, they used to face a lot of law and order situation. There were a lot of violence against them, rape, and all incidences were reported. So now we have a toilet scheme in each and every household. So during those 9 years, we have seen construction of 12 crore toilets, which is also known as the Izzat. Second thing is empowerment of women through giving them ownership of a house. So total number of houses constructed during these 9 years, especially for women, is something around 4 crore. And another important factor is the water, drinking water. So pure drinking water, how to provide them a good drinking water facility. So during those 9 years, we have seen that 13 crore households have been provided tap water connection. So all these schemes, if you talk about Ujjwala, if you talk about the housing scheme, if you talk about the toilet, if you talk about the clean water thing, all these schemes are meant mainly for women, and at the same time, the entire family is also getting benefit, because if a woman is healthy, that is also going to make the entire family a healthier one.
Absolutely. Shishir, at the start of this festive season, the entire country, in fact, the entire world is proud of Chandrayaan 3's success. And there is a wave of collective happiness. Cabinet note was passed today on this historical achievement. Can you tell us about this? Which key aspects of Chandrayaan 3's success were highlighted in the cabinet note? How important is this achievement being considered for the rise of New India and India's standing in the world?
Certainly, August 23 is going to be a golden letter in Indian history, because on that particular day, Chandrayaan 3 landed on the south pole of the moon, which is for the first time any country has been able to achieve that feat. So this was the key element of cabinet resolution, which was discussed in the cabinet meeting today. And they also highlighted that how this is going to benefit the nation, not just in terms of data, but also in terms of getting a global recognition in space sciences. Then how this is going to further popularize the study of space sciences among the students in school as well as at the university level. And the most important thing is that how the Indian businesses, more importantly, the MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises, what kind of business opportunities they are going to have after the success of this mission. So these were the highlights of the resolution. And also it was said that the success of this mission is one step forward towards our goal of achieving a developed nation tag by 2047.
So you feel that this kind of a high technology sector, which we have achieved such great success in, this really raises capacity of Indian industry to another level?
Certainly, and if you take whether we talk about Chandrayaan 3 or whether we talk about Chandrayaan 2 or even Chandrayaan 1, or now we are going to launch Aditya mission, all these machines have more and more Indianization. That means they are getting more and more component and all the parts from various Indian manufacturers. We should also remember that Indian satellite industry have been able to launch a number of global satellite into the orbit. So this is going to provide a business opportunity because entire world is looking for cost effective solution, and India is in a position to provide that. Imagine that you are just spending rupees 600 crore rupees to launch a mission where a developed nation like Russia or other nations, they are spending billion and billion of dollar, and unfortunately some of them were not successful. So this is going to provide a good business opportunity for the Indian manufacturers. If you can remember that post Chandrayaan mission, many of the companies who are involved in providing components and part to Chandrayaan machine as well as the Aditya, their shares went up by a good amount. So that shows that what kind of confidence the market as well as the business community and the general public they are going to have in these now.
And also the current government has always stressed on inclusivity. Now, if we see the team of Chandrayaan 3, so many lady scientists are there, so many scientists are there who have come from small towns, tier 2, tier 3 cities. How significant do you find this fact?
This is a very important and most critical part. I mean, if you see women coming from not just from the cosmopolitan, but also from the tier 2 cities and the tier 3 cities, and taking active part and providing a solid support to these kind of mission, it is remarkable. And this shows that the women empowerment is at its peak. At the same time, we also need to talk about origin of the scientists, the people who are involved behind this mission. Many of them are also from tier 2, tier 3 cities. And this shows that if we are talking about the inclusiveness, this is one example of inclusiveness, that how people from all over the country are taking part in a mission, and that mission is not dominated by individual from one particular region or one particular state. So inclusivity, not just in terms of the gender thing, but also in terms of the geographical distribution.
Prime Minister's vision and leadership, the country has always given priority to science and technology. Now, the rover of this mission is going to send critical data, which is going to affect sectors like agriculture, climate change, and it's not going to benefit just India, it's going to benefit the entire world. So, in the spirit of Vasudhaiv Kudumbakam, you feel that that spirit is being reiterated not only for Global South, but for the world, and that really helps India to move forward as a force to reckon with?
Certainly. See, we all know that data is new gold. So when you have good amount of data, good amount of reliable and credible data, the world will certainly look for you and will try to source from you. And this is going to provide you another business opportunity. At the same time, when we are talking about the Global South or the South-South partnership, we also need to think about that how we can help the emerging nations, other emerging nations, as well as the least developed countries or the poor countries. And of course, the developed nations also, we are ready to provide them all the support. We have seen that how during that COVID period, we provided vaccine free of cost to many of the economies and at a very lower price to some other economies. So this is the area where we are going to be a good supplier to the entire globe in terms of data from the space to various other economies. And also we need to remember that the price of the data is very low. So that is also going to help the other economies to take benefit of our mission.
Thank you so much for taking out time and giving us your deeper insight into the various aspects of the major cabinet decisions made today.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Union Cabinet decisions. The participants were Shishir Sinha, economic analyst, and Sonu Sood, anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or on WhatsApp 928909 4044.